the night and post about being a single mother and post about being traumatized and re-traumatizing herself. Those are her words. Pages and pages and pages. But when it comes to defend herself against Jamie Bell, pretty much telling her, you're kidnapping our child, she is writing one page and one email. Like she had, like that is really, that shows you maybe that was important or not. I don't know. I know a lot of people can communicate really shortly. I can't, and especially when it comes to my kids, that will be the thing that I will spend more time on, not some dude. But anyway, so declaration of evanrachelwood. I am the respondent to this ex parte application, which is what Jamie Bell did. An ex parte, which means an emergency application, like something has to be done now. That's what an ex parte means. I especially appearing to respond to petitioner Andrew James Malfin Bell ex parte application, and nothing here should be constructed by my consent to this court. I'm sorry, I'm reading it fast because I'm trying to. So this is her responding to him. Respectfully request, I, evanrachelwood, respectfully request that the court deny Jamie's request on the basis that there's no emergency. Okay. Never trust a father or a mother when they go like, we're good. There's no emergency. There's something is off when if you have to answer to an emergency ex parte, chances are you're guilty of the say emergency. Like there is an emergency, otherwise you wouldn't have to answer to it. We wouldn't be talking about it. It wouldn't even be in the tabloids if it wasn't an emergency. Personal knowledge of the facts of the declaration. Okay, that was denied. She just wants the court to deny Jamie. Court lacks jurisdiction because the court is in California and she lives in Tennessee, so she's playing that. Third, Tennessee is a safer, more appropriate forum for this action. To the extent of the court is inclined to issue custody orders, I request that the minor children remain in Tennessee and all visitations occur in Tennessee under reasonable security protocols. So yeah, so Jamie has to go and see his kid all the way to Tennessee and probably being watched by her or by somebody in her family. This is what she's saying, under reasonable security protocols. She's not saying, I'm going to watch you, but it's pretty much what she's saying. You know, I'm an actress and I have been working professionally since I was 5 years old. In addition to my work in film, I am the founder of the Phoenix Act. I am a key witness. This is what this whole thing now is debunked. It's debunked, but this was 8 months ago. I'm a key witness in a pending criminal investigation. In connection with the investigation, I allege that I was the victim of torture, RAPE, and pedophilic grooming by an internationally known public figure, alleged offender. I am not the only woman who has alleged the foreign criminal conduct from him, and I personally know of many others. How many are they, Rachel? Come on. She knows of many others who have advanced allegations on him against the same individual. Blah, blah, blah. She's not saying who it is, but it's like, okay. I'm extremely afraid of the alleged offender. I have suffered severe traumatic physical and emotional injury at his hands. Yeah, I mean, I'll believe that you will suffer that if it was true, big time. But also you will not be out there talking about it because it will be re-traumatizing yourself over and over. So obviously it didn't. I'm just going to keep it to myself. Anyway, due to the seriousness of the allegations, the potential danger to me as a key complaining witness, and the inevitable that the criminal investigation could become public knowledge. It is now, girl. You made a freaking 4-hour documentary about it. It is public knowledge. I was advised by criminal investigators that me and my family were not safe anymore in California. So, okay, this is her reason behind moving to Tennessee and taking the kid away from the father. It really makes me really mad. To point to the seriousness of the situation, Lily, stop it. I was provided with a correspondence from a representative of the FBI. Now we know this is actually fake, but at the time this came out, people did not know it was fake. If you don't know it's fake, I'm telling you, it's fake. A true incorrect copy for this correspondence is attached in Exhibit A, which is right here. Please be advised. This is supposed to be the FBI person that sent this to her. So she's putting this on the family law judge. So the judge goes like, oh my God, this is so bad. I get it. I understand you have to leave the state. I get it. So this is that was a whole gig. It didn't work. Obviously it didn't work, but she tried. By the way, it's illegal to impersonate an FBI agent. Please be advised that Miss Wood, as a key witness in connection with the criminal investigation in Los Angeles, California, involving an international and well-known public figure, the safety of Miss Wood and her whole family and other victims' families. That was, anyway, yeah, brainwash it. On the utmost concern during this time. It's very dangerous. Contact me for more information. Contact me to this fake email address, which is a Gmail address, which no FBI agent will have a Gmail address like I do. No, they don't. They won't. No. Anyway, it comes from a Gmail address, which is BS. So contact for more information regarding the safety of victim human and sex trafficking crimes. I have added a home in Tennessee since 2016. Bingo. You know when she went to Congress to open the whole Phoenix Act thing and pass a law? 2016. When was it that Amber Heard started the whole thing? The whole crap? 2016. Hell of a year, that one. 2016. My Tennessee residence is in the name of a trust purposes, confidential safety. Well, of course, we don't have the address here. Good thing we don't have to. Investigators made clear to me that our son could easily be targeted by the alleged offender or his fanatics, who is in Los Angeles based and who is not in custody at this time. No, he's not. She really wanted Manson in jail. If you watch the movie Phoenix Act Part 2, she's talking about, well, he's going to get arrested if he goes to Japan, right? And she's talking about it like so lightly, like getting arrested for something like this and for human trafficking children. Rachel, my God, like seriously, I just want to like shake her, because maybe there's a little bit there of some type of decency that you can shake off her, like if you know her. Because seriously, like just and one thing is saying what Amber said, okay, about Johnny. It's really bad. It's bad enough. But what Evan did on that movie, what she said in the documentary, what she's saying everywhere, it's a lot worse because it involves minors, and if you ask me, that's always going to be worse, always. And it's always going to be more like the shock factor. Everybody's going to be like, that's because when you got a black eye, blah 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 blah, it's horrible, but it's not a moment. But if you're saying that he's taking pictures of kids, and he has the mother's security numbers, and he has this, he has that, that's a shock. It's just shocking, and it's for shock value, which is why she made that documentary. But okay, this is all her excuse to take the kid, right? Approximately 4 months ago, I made the decision to exclusively reside in Tennessee home. Yeah, she bought the Tennessee home in 2016. I know, I'm repeating myself like a freaking parrot. I'm sorry. At no time did I conceal from Jamie our whereabouts. I think she did conceal it, but okay. At no time I concealed from Jamie our whereabouts. Yeah. During this time, however, Jamie was filming a movie in New Mexico and did not visit us. See, that sounds that she put that just to make him sound like he doesn't care about the kid, and he's like, oh, I was in New Mexico and I didn't even go to visit you. We don't know if he tried to go or not, but it's irrelevant really. Even if he couldn't visit because he was working, that doesn't mean that you take the kid away from him. On December 22nd, 2020, I was finally, right before Christmas, I was finally in the position to tell Jamie about the criminal investigation. I sent him an email, true and correct copy of which is attached as Exhibit V. I wrote. I'm telling you, 1 page and 1 email, that's all she did to respond for, the father of her child. It's not worth more than 1 page and 1 email, right? She said, Jack and I will be staying in Nashville for the immediate future, as you will soon find out. I am material witness in a high-profile criminal. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. Profile criminal investigation, which likely will be public. You made a movie with it about it. Anyway, I have been advised that both Jack and my safety is at risk. And she was good at this. She's not, but she was good at this. I will forward you my contact at the FBI, and you should feel free to call him up for whatever questions you have. This is the email that she sent to Jamie. She sent this email to Jamie in response, to explain why we gotta go to Tennessee. It's all Manson's fault. It's the boogeyman. I know how difficult this is for you. No, there's no way that you know how difficult it is for a father or a mother. There's no way you know. I know how difficult this is for you to be away from Jack for an extended period of time, and I will do whatever I can to accommodate you should and you want to come here and visit us whenever you want. Yeah, visit her, right? It has to be like he has to actually go to Tennessee. No, that's not how custody works. You don't have to go to the state of that the person went when they took the kid from you. You don't have to follow them like a little puppy, which is in her freaking crazy narcissism. That's what she wants. Doesn't work like that. Trust me, I know about that. It doesn't work like that. If I take my kids away and I tell my ex, yo, I'm in New York, you can come if you want to. He doesn't have to come. Hey, you know, if he has a brain, which he has, he's gonna be like, hell no, I take you to court. You have to come back to California to go to court. I don't have to go to New York because now you're in New York. So she's pretty much saying to Jamie, hey, you can come to Tennessee whenever you want. You invited. It's like, thanks, Rachel. Of course, I will facilitate FaceTime with Jack on a frequent basis. Oh, so you can Zoom. You can Zoom parenting. All right. Whatever time you want. She's like making it sound like whenever. Yeah, of course it doesn't bother you because you just give the kid a phone and you tell the kid, hey, call your dad. That's it. That's what she's doing for him. It's like, thank you so much. Like, he's supposed to be thankful for that or whatever. Anyway, I am available to answer any questions you might have. Thank you for your understanding during this very difficult time. That's the email that she sent, and I'm going to get this up. This is court. It's an email that she sent to Jamie, explaining to Jamie why she had to move. And the way she's talking to him is like, yo, this is like your ex-partner. You know, I know that we're not married, but ex-partner is the father of your child. Why did you thank you for your understanding during the very difficult time? It's like really so phony. Okay, so I keep going. Despite my offers for Jamie to see our son in Tennessee, Jamie did not travel to Tennessee, see, she's making it sound like, to visit our son in December, January, or February or March 2021. So at all, during the holidays. She wants him to look very bad, like the holidays, you know. When I sent Jamie the email of December 2020, there was no paternity action pending in any court of law. Jamie had previously filed paternity case number, I don't have to talk about nothing about that. As far as I knew, there was no paternity action filed in California at that time that I filed my action in Tennessee, because Jamie never told me or served me with anything. Of course he didn't. He was smart. He just did an emergency order, which is smarter than letting you know in advance what he was about to do. I'm glad that he didn't do that. So instead of doing that, he just filed an emergency ex parte, which is great, which is what you do when you think somebody's getting kidnapped. And it can be your kid, it can be somebody that you know, it can be whatever, it can be something that you see, like seriously, doing an ex parte is kind of like calling 911 in court terms. It's like an ex parte, when it gets to the office, to the freaking desk of the judge or whoever, the paralegal, whatever, the word ex parte means case of emergency. So you have to look at that one first and kind of deny everything else and take care of that ex parte first. And this is what Jamie did, which is great. She's whining about it because she wanted him to let her know in advance. It's not how court works. You don't give the other person all this time to get ready, especially when you know the other person is guilty. You don't. You just surprise them, which, I'm sorry, might sound wicked, but that's just the way you do it. That is the way you do it with people like her, or many people that are just so messed up that that's what you have to do. You have to go surprise, because if you just do a whole serving documents, she was already in Tennessee anyway, so I don't know what she's trying to say here. Even if he tried to serve her in LA, if you add the dates, I think she was already gone. So anyway, all right. I'm very familiar with the alleged offender in the criminal case, for which I am a key witness, and I believe he presents an imminent risk of harm to me and my child. Okay, I already read that. In particular, in the Los Angeles, Hollywood area. Yeah, we know he lives in Hollywood. He sold the house. I think it's a good thing that he sold the house. It's like, fuck LA. So anyway, I believe that me and my son, my son, are significantly safer in Tennessee, where we are far away from the alleged offender, active in criminal cases, the alleged offender network of fanatic supporters, and the paparazzi. Why she got the paparazzi in there? Given the scope of the situation, my ability to function and maintain safety in a long-term living situation in Los Angeles is not untenable. Okay, it's blurry. I can't read it, but it's pretty much, yeah. She's, you know what? She fucked herself up right there by saying she just admitted that it's hard for her to be stable. My ability to function and maintain safety in a long-term living situation in Los Angeles is not going to happen. My ability to function and maintain safety. I mean, if I don't know she's an actress and I didn't know anything, and I read somebody saying, my ability to function and maintain safety for my child in the state that he was born, which is California, is compromised, I will think that she's unstable and then she's the one that has a problem, not the father. I will think that why she's saying that she's unable. No, she says my ability to function. Okay, my ability to function, that's really, anyway, she probably she didn't think about this as deep as I am, but I know if I read that and it's not a famous person, it's whoever, it looks really bad when you are a father or a mother saying something like this, because this shows that she cannot get stability. This shows that she cannot do it. So she has to move to Tennessee because she cannot be stable and function. That's a big word. Cannot function and maintain stability in Los Angeles. This really speaks volumes for her, against her. Anyhow, Jamie is a successful actor with access to a private jet. Oh my God, Jamie Bell, dude. Jamie Bell is like, okay, yeah, he's a good actor. He's cute. He's a good actor. But he's not George Clooney. He's not Leo DiCaprio. He's not Johnny Depp. He doesn't have millions and millions of dollars. She's saying Jamie is a successful actor with access to a private jet to facilitate visits with our son. Are you gonna pay for the jet, Rachel? At least you should be doing that. In Tennessee, anytime that he wants. All I ask is that Jamie and I come to some sort of agreement regarding safety for our son. Because I am the one who experienced the abuse, I can appreciate how serious the threats are if Jamie chooses to not believe me, blah, 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 blah. And then they cut that up and I just can't read the rest. But she's pretty much saying that that it will be really unfortunate that Jamie chooses not to believe her. But the problem with this is like, again, I can see what she tried to do. I see what she tried to pull. It's like, I'm gonna move out of state. Maybe this is gonna work. But then when she got served with the ex parte emergency filing, then her response is ridiculous, because Jamie Bell doesn't have to follow you like a puppy dog to whatever state you move to. Okay, you guys have to go back to California, go to court, family law, courthouse right here, and talk about it right there. He doesn't have to go to Tennessee. It doesn't matter if you are an abuser, if you are guilty, it won't matter. But I'm saying, if you are actually kidnapping your child, if you're just going for a longer vacation, it doesn't matter. He doesn't have to go to Tennessee. You have to come back to California and have an open case with him in California. But okay, Rachel is completely, she's so egotistic and so self-absorbed that she thinks that the father actually has to go to the state that she freaking escaped to. It doesn't work like that. And I know it doesn't work like that. The kid was born in California, because I checked that. They have to both of them be in California and go, COVID or not, do it through Zoom, the court, on the internet. I don't know. Mediation, she didn't have to go to court. Just get a mediator, pay for it, and just do it. She did not want to do this. She doesn't want Jamie to have it easy. She didn't want Jamie to have it easy and see her son. And I would not be sitting here and say this. It's really hard to say these things about people if I really didn't believe that. I believe she doesn't want things to be okay. She doesn't know how to heal. She doesn't know how to think. She doesn't know how to... It's right there. She's not able to function. She said it with her own words. You don't have to. If this happens to you, somebody takes your kid away, first of all, call the cops, which is Jamie Bell didn't do that. Call the cops. Second of all, go to the police station with your court order that it says, I have the kids, I don't know, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whatever. Go with that right there. the person will either get, nobody needs to be arrested, doesn't have to be a drama, but they will get her or him, or whoever is taking the kids away from you, because that is a crime. Perjury, saying that he beat you up and he assaulted you when he didn't, is a crime. Perjury is a crime, but also what she did is a crime as well, taking the kid during the holidays. I mean, how low is that anyway? So this is not a video about black eyes and bruises or drinking blood. It might not be exciting, but I felt like I had to do it because I haven't talked about this in a long while. So Jamie Bell responded. I'm gonna read the response from Jamie Bell. I felt bad for this guy. I really do. I really do. It's really just so it's not, it doesn't have to happen. It really doesn't. Okay, let me see if I can just blow it up. This is so hard to read. His is so it's so blurry. It's not me. I mean, his thing. It's funny when you look for things on Evan, and it's kind of disappearing from the internet. All the stuff that was there a year ago, and now it's like just wearing it down for some reason. And I don't want to put my tinfoil hat on and be a conspiracy theorist, but I can say that it's very strange that every time that I try to look for the stuff, that it was right there, first page, second page, third page on Google. Before, about a year ago, now it's like I have to click next, and just go over at least 5 or 6 pages, which is maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's just the internet, but I think it's weird. So Jamie said, as an actor myself, I'm not a stranger to threats, and many people I know who are public figures have take security precautions, so I understand. I have received no indication from Evan that she has even have a security guard in place. What? Jamie's like, yo, I mean, he does say yo, but this is on his court filing. He has no indications. There's no proof that Evan has a security guard or a bulletproof window. I would like to see that. I'm not being sick. Like, I want to see a window. It's not about that. It's not a stalker thing, but I would like to see how that look like. I mean, I've seen those in the bank, like here, like I've seen those in the gas station sometimes, and like if you go to like East LA or Canton or like the dangerous, like kind of, the hood. There is bulletproof glass. I don't think Evan had a bulletproof glass house. I just don't see it. I don't even think Madonna will do something like that. I mean, maybe she does. Maybe Madonna, Lady Gaga. I don't know. But you're not that big, Rachel. So Jamie's pretty much saying that he didn't see anything. He didn't know until now that she has security. That's what he's saying. So it's pretty much like, if he has security and if you were in so much danger, why you didn't tell me? You waited years and years to tell me this. Because she had a plan. She had a plan since 2016. That's when she bought the house. 2016 she bought the house. Amber Heard did this whole thing in 2016. Man, it's like too much of a... Those couple of 2016, 2018 were just awful. When you think about the Me Too and Time's Up and how that... Not all of it was bad. But how it got out of control very fast. Very quickly. Snowball out of freaking control. And it was 2016, 2017, 2018. Those 2 years were just awful. If you were in any proximity on any movie star or a TV star or anything, and you said the wrong thing, you gave somebody a gift. I would not want to be a man. I would never want to be a man ever at all. But especially during these times and work in the entertainment industry, which is really kind of, it's filled with compliments. It's okay to say like to a woman, you look so cute today. That's not abusive. But because of Me Too and Time's Up and all that, I feel like even for men or gay women or whatever, even to approach a lady has to be so freaking hard these days. Because we got Amber Heards and Evans, Rachel Woods and all that, right? And it's just, if you think about it, I'm not saying it has to be completely opposite. There has to be a cushion there for victims, for real victims. I agree with the cushion. I agree with that. But it got out of control. Out of control. To the point that I don't think that people can say, you look good, I like your hair anymore. If you told me, I'd be like, thank you. But if I was a nut job, like these people, I'd be like, I'm really traumatized. I'm traumatized. When I was a kid, somebody touched my hair, and now this guy told me he likes my hair, so I'm traumatized. I'm fucked up in the head. I'm taking you to court. That sounds silly, right? It sounded stupid. It looks stupid. Well, that's kind of how I feel about this whole thing. It's really the trauma. I feel like we're never going to know. I know there's trauma there. I bet. But we're never going to know who did that to her, or who did some of that stuff to her, or who did half of it, or who did something. I feel that there is trauma. Just like I know with Amber that there was something there, her dad, the family dynamic, something is off. And I still think something is off. I don't think it was Johnny that was off. So with Evan, I have the same feeling. I feel like, I believe that she was in some type of situation that she didn't want it to be in. And I'm sorry if that happened to her. So I don't think that the whole thing, is a lie. I believe that these people, what they do is like they mix lies with truth, and they make a little milkshake of that bullshit. And then you're gonna drink it because you'll be like, oh wait, this sounds believable. When Amber goes and talks about Johnny drinking, and we all know Johnny likes to drink, so it's like, okay, that sounds believable. But then she goes with the cavity search and all that, and that sounds completely unbelievable. So they mix truth with lies, truth and lies, and that's why some people buy it, only because it's laced with reality. So that's what's up. She's gonna mix things like, for example, I do believe that he had the AC on 65 degrees. I have it right. After I'm done with this, I'm gonna turn it on at 60, probably 7 degrees. I do believe that he had a lot of black curtains or black walls, or decoration of decor was black in his house. I believe that. Yeah. I believe that he was up all night, and maybe he expects some of his friends to be up with him because he is always up at night. He said in many interviews, I don't sleep at night. I work at night. I write. I paint at night. So I do believe that. See, some of the stuff is actually based on reality and what we imagine Manson to be, because he said it with his own freaking mouth that he likes to be cold, he likes to be in the dark, he likes to paint and write and do stuff at night. So even if you take the drugs away, I think he will still be that type of person. I am like that, and I don't do drugs, and I stay up at night. So it's like, even if you take that away, he still be that guy who is more creative at night, who feels the creative juices coming at night more than during the day. I don't know, there's a lot of people like that, and it has nothing to do with cocaine. A lot of the times it's just a neurological thing. I mean, really is. It's just the vibe. It's just how your energy flows. It's how your hormones, there's a lot of reasons for this night owls that people call it. And it's not BS. Some people are night owls, and that's it. And I think that's true. I think the fact that he wanted the place to be cold, that's actually, yeah, I believe that. So that's what these people do. They just make things that are super believable with things that are completely just insane, unbelievable, just crazy, gun girl type of things. So that was Jamie's response. Jamie was like, she never told, my phone is, I'm waiting for my food. I'm waiting for my DoorDash food. The reason I had to do that is because it's so hot outside. I couldn't even go outside to get food. It's about 95 degrees, which is a lot. It's a lot. I don't know how I'm doing this right now. But I wanted to get here and do this because it's important. As a parent, I feel like this is so important. I don't think people are talking about it. Or not yet, at least. People talk about it earlier, but then we started with the Johnny Depp and Amber, and it was so consuming. It was just that I just don't want things to be watered down when it comes to Evan, and I don't want people to forget what the hell she did and what she said that he did. When you talk about when she's talking about the mailboxes and taking pictures of children and having their information and knowing where the children live and all that, I do hope that the judge asks her, like, Miss Wood, how you know that? How do you have that information? Oh, because yada yada told me. No. How do you actually know it? Do you know it? How you know it to be true? Like, that's how a lawyer will ask, I guess. Oh, yada yada told me. No. How do you know to be true? How do you know that he took pictures of children and have their social security numbers? Do you know that? They should be like, well, no. Do you know? See, that's the thing. It's like, you see that it's a yes or no questions. And I really want them to go to court because I want them, any of them, Evan, Ilma, any of the ladies, to answer the hard questions, that Amber had to do, that Johnny had to answer. Johnny talking about his childhood and all that stuff. Amber talking about her childhood, all that stuff that happened. It will be fair. It will be really fair for that to happen on Manson case. It don't have to be televised. If I don't get to see it, that's fine. As long as we know that it's happening and it's not just some UK trial judge, whatever his name was, hush, closed doors judgment. I really don't like that. So you don't have to put cameras in there. It doesn't have to be a circus. I hope there's cameras, but it doesn't have to be a circus, or it doesn't have to be a public freaking TV show podcast in order for them to testify. They have to sit there. They have to sit there, and all the stuff they love to put on Instagram and Facebook and accuse them of this and put on their stories. They have to sit there and say it to his face. And if he doesn't show up, fine. To his attorney, to the jury, to whatever. I want that. I really want that. So when people said they wanted the case to be dismissed, I don't want the cases to be dismissed, not because I'm being a bitch, but only because I think it's fair for him to have his day in court. Days, weeks, whatever it takes. It's just fair. And I hope it happens. Because if everything is dismissed, then it kind of leaves a bitter taste, people that don't know. Some people are in the middle. Some people believe him, some people don't believe him at all. Some people hate him and believe everything that she's saying. But some people in the middle. Of those people in the middle, they need to know what's up. If I was in the middle right now, I'm not, but if I was in the middle and all the cases get dropped, I'd be like, well, what? So what happened? He did it? She did it? He did it? So I think that is why court needs to happen. Court needs to happen in this case. Period, dude. I know it's gonna be painful. I know it's gonna be a pain in the butt. It's a lot of money. This is probably, it's got so much money to do this. I can't even imagine the amount of money that he's paying for his attorneys, and that sucks. But it's worth it if you have the truth, and I think that he does. And I do think it's just fair because it's, innocent until proven guilty. Not hush, dismiss, hush, dismiss, and then the general public, because, he's not Johnny Depp, but he's a big freaking famous person. Everybody knows who Marilyn Manson is. My grandfather knew who Marilyn Manson was. Anyway, he was a weirdo. My grandpa knew who Marilyn Manson was. What I'm saying is, you gotta live under a rock, okay? So when you make things so public, you put everything in a documentary, called it Phoenixrising, whatever, documentary on HBO, you made it public. Evanrachelwood, that is your op-ed. That is your Washington Post op-ed. There you go. So you don't even have to write a piece on the Washington Post like Amber did, because that movie was your op-ed. Gosh. So defamation is there. Defamation is her sitting there on that chair on the second part of the movie saying that he did that to her in the music video. That's defamation right there. But anyway, I already did that on my other video. I read the file. I don't know if it's even watchable, but I read it anyway. And I'll read it again when I get more time coming and more AC coming through my face. Then I will turn back on the computer and then do another video reading his filing. But for now, this is all I wanted to talk about. This is all I wanted to say was evanrachelwood, her kid, and Jamie Bell, and what's going on with that. I don't know the results. I don't know what's going on at the present time, but this was going on 8 months ago. So what Jamie Bell said, I would also like the court to know that Evan's recent behavior with Jack is truly alarming. This is really important. I don't know why I waited so much to say this, but anyway. Evan is thankfully still facilitating FaceTime. She is. Through that, and that's the only contact I have with my son. Apart from her recent concessions to let me see Jack in Florida. Okay, so I think he saw Jack in Florida. Okay. During a FaceTime call I had with my son on February 5th, 2021, Jack said to me, "You are not good, Daddy. You are not here." Quote, end quote. "You are not good, Daddy. You're not here." End quote. It broke my heart. A few weeks earlier, Jack told me he drew a picture of a man who has been hurting him. Evan jumped into the call and correct him and say, "Not to the man hurting you, you are the man hurting him." So, okay. Jack told me he drew a picture of a man who was being hurting him. Evan jumped into the call. They were having a private FaceTime call. She jumped into the call and correct Jack, saying, "Not the man hurting you, the man hurting me." Wow. Was fucked up. So the kid did draw a doodle, right? And Jamie was like, "What's that?" And the kid said, "It's a man hurting me." And Evan jumped in the conversation and said, "No, it's a man hurting me." It's just a freaking scary movie. Jack said that the man's name is Brian, Marilyn Manson's real name, and he lives 3 miles from my house in Los Angeles, and said that was why he was staying in Nashville, because this man Brian was trying to hurt him. What a freaking monster. Evan, seriously, man. Evan initial contentions as to why she failed to return Jack to California was because she said she was involved in a high-profile investigation regarding supposed abuse by Brian, which is the same person that Jack mentioned. Brian, we know. What? We know the Brian we're all talking about. I have nothing to do with this investigation whatsoever. But Evan contends that she is now fearful for her and for our son's life. During our recent stipulated visitation that Evan allowed me to have in my house in Florida, okay, cool. So that did happen. That's nice. Jack voiced his concerns for his safety and reminded us repeatedly over and over of the man who hurt his mom and displayed emotional outbursts. Oh my God. Related to the case, his mother is involved. This kid is 9 years old and he knows. He knows that his mom is out there. Documentary, HBO. Kids have access to phones and computers. This kid knows. This is not an age for a kid to know that their mom allegedly got assaulted by this monster. This is not age appropriate. This is just not right whatsoever. So if what Jamie Bell is saying is true, and I do believe him, I have a gut feeling that it kind of matches with everything else that we know about her. What he's saying here, and I'm reading it straight up from the court, is that Evan was talking about this Brian guy hurt me. Brian hurt me. So Jack repeated, Brian was hurting mommy. Wow, man. Oh gosh. When I mentioned fun things to do in the future, Jack told me he could only do them if Brian was in jail. I am absolutely appalled and terrified that Evan is feeding this information to our 8-year-old son. That's it. That's what it ends. That's where it ends what I have. It's what I have, ends there. I know there's more, but I'm gonna end it there. That's really upsetting. Like, seriously, it's not even like, well, you're not letting me see the kid, but now you're letting me see the kid in Florida, first of all, right? Took him away from the school, took him away from his friends, took him away from the state. He was born in California, their son. Tennessee. Now took him to Florida to see the dad a few days, I guess, out of the month. I don't know how many days. And that really is irrelevant at this point. He get to see the dad, fine. But when you see your kid is talking about this monster hurting mommy and how I'm never going to be able to go back home until Brian is in jail. This is pretty much what Jack said. It's just under oath testimony. I mean, I have to believe, I don't want to be biased, but I do believe Jamie Bell. This sounds like something that she will do. If you watch Phoenixrising, you know what I'm talking about. This type of manipulation and this type of freaking insanity is something that she will do. She will do to her son, to her father, to her fans. She's fooling everybody. What is she gonna stop? She's not gonna stop with her son. She's been lying to everybody. You know, it's fucked up what I'm saying. It's really messed up. But if you keep going and going and going, you're not gonna stop there. You're just gonna do it around your whole life. Your mom, your dad, everybody thinks Manson is a boogeyman. Your mom, your dad, your stepmom, your fans, right? Your followers, and now your son. Your son knows who Brian is. It's really fucked up. I can't believe this, man. I wish this was a prank, but it's not. So, okay, so Jack, I'm just gonna repeat it one more time. Jack said, "You're not good, Daddy. You're not here." And then Jack told me he drew a picture of a man who had been hurting him. Evan jumped into the call and said, "No, the man was hurting me instead. The name of the man was Brian." Then he was trying to make plans for the future and trying to make plans, which is what you do when you're a father or a mother and you kind of have the kids half and half. You go like, "Oh, next time I see you, we're going to go to the water park. Next time I see you, we can go to the Harry Potter park," whatever. It's the next time I see you, we can do this. It's a very normal freaking thing when you have kids or grandkids. And he did that, and then Jack said, Jack told me that he could only do those things if Brian was in jail. All right. What else? What else can you do, man? You know, I mean, this really makes me upset. Like, I don't even want to get this upset. I was gonna go on her Instagram and make fun of the whole her story and stuff, but anyway, just to that's beyond, right? It's beyond. It's an hour freaking video to get to that. Should do a shorter video and just to read that part. But I knew it was bad, but I just reading it out loud and imagining the kid's voice saying, "No, Dad or Daddy, I can't go to the park with you until Brian is in jail." Can you imagine that? Can you imagine saying that? Can you imagine hearing that from your kid, from your sibling, from anybody that you love? Hearing that. Well, I want to see you, but I can't really see you until Yaya is in jail. You know, you're 8 years old, 9 years old. You don't talk like that for no reason. That was like he's being fed lines. That's a kid. I'm not saying nothing bad about Jack. I'm saying that kids are so easy to believe everything. You know, they call fairy tales for a reason. They believe in the tooth fairy. They believe in Santa Claus. They believe in a bunch of stuff. So they believe in the boogeyman. So Evan, you have your boogeyman. Good job. Good job putting. Good job. I mean, that really is freaking annoying. Anyway, it's so upsetting. I'm just gonna play one thing about a funny little Ember little clip that I have. Computer's about to die and it's so hot, so I need to stop this and turn on my AC. I'm gonna turn it on really cold. I'm gonna be such an abuser about it this weekend. I'm gonna have my AC on 65 degrees and my black curtains. I wear all black. I'm just a monster of a person. Trying to laugh it off, man. Trying to laugh it off. But when I read it out loud, it just hit me how bad that is. We can't do fun things until Brian is in jail. Well, I'm sorry, Rachel, but Brian is not gonna be in jail. So you can go tell everybody about that maybe it's time to come back to California and have a life and relax, because Brian is not gonna go to jail unless she really has to pull something out of her butt so atrocious and ridiculous, and I don't know. I don't think she's going to jail. I don't think he's going to jail. I don't think she's going to go to jail for perjury. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's just going to be a money waiving the fee, pay for my attorneys, and pay for damages, and that's it. Which will be good. You know, it will clean his name and all that. But I don't think there's going to be no jail for her or for him. So I feel so bad that this little boy really thinks that the only way he can do fun things with his dad is if Brian goes to jail. Yeah. I mean, I knew it was bad, but when I read it out loud, it really... Alright, I want to play an Amber Little thing. An Amber Little thing. I just love the fact that she went from model to actress to a meme. or a little clip video because it's funny. And I get this from Amber Heard pages, like pro Amber pages on Instagram, and they love to post all this stuff, and it's just laughable, cute at the same time, and kind of ridiculous. But yeah. Let me see.
Little to no time to quickly and profoundly recognize the deep miscarriage of justice that it represents. It took me little to no time to quickly and profoundly recognize the deep miscarriage of justice that it represents. It took me little to no time to